Now, we have a little bit of breaking news. President Trump has decided to walk back his support of separating immigrant families at the border, the zero tolerance policy. The same one that he said the only Congress and Democrats can fix. He has now come out to say, oh, that? Oh no, I'll just do an executive order that puts a stay on it. Oh, well, that's great. Now, in the lead up to that, of course, a lot of Republican politicians, they stayed fairly silent about this policy. There was a couple that came out and said, oh, we're against that. Mitch McConnell actually came out yesterday and said, I'm against this policy. Paul Ryan. Now, Steve Schmidt today also said, I'm no longer a Republican. But look, that's the thing. We shouldn't be impressed by Republicans at this point saying that this is the line. When you separate families, I mean, that's the line. No, the line was way, way back there. You guys just kind of missed it. But hey, nonetheless, okay. But people in office, however, a lot of people in office, again, Paul Ryan's leaving and Mitch McConnell, look, Mitch McConnell is the most unpopular senator, I think, in the United States. And he continues to win re-election in Kentucky, so it doesn't really matter what he does. He's still going to get reelected. But as far as all the other politicians, well, I've got a few polls that explain why they have stayed silent on this so-called policy from the Trump administration. And for that, I go to Quinnipiac. All right. So, look, they asked the American people, how do you feel about the child separation at the border? Are you in favor of the policy or are you against the policy? Well, unsurprisingly, most Americans consider this policy abhorrent. They're like, no, we don't want to separate families at the border. That's barbaric. 67 to 27% oppose this policy, according to Quinnipiac. Now, Republican voters, though, again, the 66% is generally most of the American public, right? Now, you look at Republicans, Republican voters support the policy 55 to 35. In fact, they're the only group that significantly supports this policy. Now, let's go to another poll. Let's go to CNN. Now, CNN poll found that the policy is supported among Republicans by 58%. Outside of the GOP, there's actually very little support. 5% of Democrats support it, and 27% of independents also support the policy or approve of the policy. Those are pretty low numbers. And there's another one. There's an Ipsos poll that was done exclusively for the Daily Beast. Let's look at that. Now, the poll of roughly 1,000 adults aged 18 or over, conducted June 14th to 15th, asked respondents if they agreed with the following statement. It is appropriate to separate undocumented immigrant parents from their children when they cross the border in order to discourage others from crossing the border illegally. That's what Jeff Sessions said. That was the whole point of it, according to some people in the administration. And, of course, the administration did not have a coherent message. Donald Trump blamed the Democrats. Jeff Sessions cited the Bible. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I think, also probably cited the Bible, or at least cited the fact that, well, I mean, it was biblical. So they didn't have a coherent message on that. But nonetheless, as far as the voters are concerned, of those surveyed, 27% of the overall respondents agreed with it, while 56% disagreed with the statement. So, again, most of the American public, across these three different polls, despise this. They do not like this policy. However, Republicans, 46% agreed with the statement and 32% disagreed, while 14% of Democrats supported it and only 29% of independents were in favor. So I guess really what you're seeing is really high levels of Republican support and really low levels of everybody else. So that tells me that for the most part, many Republicans love this policy. They love what President Trump was doing. Yes, separate the families, rip them apart. If it means that these immigrants don't come into the country, rip them apart. I hate families. I'm so pro-life. Okay. Now, here's the thing, right? When CNN went and did an interview with a bunch of people, a bunch of Trump supporters, and they asked, look, doesn't any of this bother you? What's going on? I mean, doesn't the whole policy of ripping families apart, even if you're opposed to immigration, which mostly you are, the least you could do is not separate these families and use them as a deterrent, right? Well, they found out that the real thing that bothers these Republicans is not the policy. It is the fact that they are asked to have empathy for these children. And that's not me saying that. That's actually them saying that. And we have some of that video right here. Let's watch.
These people that we have coming across the border illegally are breaking the rules. Oh, I have no feelings for them at all.
It's not about Mexicans. That's what everybody is so angry about. It's not. I don't care if you're from Canada. I don't care if you're from where. You just can't come into this state and reap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain.
You think that people are living off of the state but not doing it legally?
Absolutely. And I think it's bull.
Now, when you have a bad guy coming across, kidnapping a kid and trying to come across, I don't buy that.
How many of these do you think could be bad guys?
I don't really know, but there's a lot of people being hurt by bad guys coming into this country. A lot of people.
Quit trying to make us feel teary-eyed for the children. Yes, I love children a great deal. But to me, it's up to the parents to do things rightfully and legally.
You support the president 100%.
Correct.
Quit trying to make me feel teary-eyed. I love the children. Just stop making me trying to feel for the children. And then, of course, there's the widely debunked claim that, oh, they just come over here to get the benefits. Well, let me set that straight. You do not get federal benefits. Now, there are some states that will offer, and it all depends on the states in which you're living, that have passed laws that do offer some sort of help to immigrants. But, nonetheless, she's like, no, all of our money goes to that. And I'm really upset. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Yes, it's bullshit for, I don't know, families that are fleeing war and drug gangs and terrible situations to try to give their kids a better life. Look, many of these families are asylum seekers, right? And they keep saying, well, it's the law. They're breaking the law by crossing the border. Seeking asylum is not a crime. However, caging a child and separating families, that is against, that is a crime against humanity. But look, they don't care. They rationalize it. They justify it. They agree with it. This is your pro-life Republican Party. This is not an aberration. And look, a lot of people are like, oh, Trump, he's taking it too far. Trump's taking it too far. No. Here's the thing. Trump, yes, I do agree that he's taking it way, way too far. But he is not the problem. He is not the disease. He is a symptom. He is the natural progression of the conservative ideology of America. They wanted this, and now they got it, and they're completely happy with it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.